big storm coming up, but first from Fox this Wednesday night, urgent news out of Egypt. We're tracking the rapidly deteriorating situation there after thousands of pro-government supporters all of a sudden descend on the streets to fight the regime's critics. It was urban hand-to-hand combat that went on for hours. About 90 minutes ago, one of our reporters said the military has started firing live tank rounds over the crowd. Warning shots so far, ripping through the air just over the heads of the protesters. Earlier, we watched as an armored personnel carrier moved through the crowd in Tahrir Square, appearing to nearly run over people. And that came after the Egyptian state television broadcast of an order for everybody to clear the area. Just 2 days ago, the military promised to avoid taking action against the protesters. The Egyptian government reports the fighting today killed at least 3 people and wounded more than 600. Ashley Webster described the situation a few hours ago on Studio B.
There are people on top of buildings nearby that are throwing down Molotov cocktails on the crowd below, and we've had this now for many hours, and that would explain why we're seeing so many injuries.
More from Ashley coming up inside Fox Report. All of this began, of course, last week when protesters started trying to force the president there, Hosni Mubarak, from office. Yesterday, the president announced he would not run for re-election this September, but that he's not stepping down. He ignored calls to do that. Hours after he spoke, thousands of his supporters, for the first time, suddenly flooded Cairo's main square. We saw some riding on camels and horses, attacking the crowd. Their accusations, the government organized the Mubarak supporters, hired guns to create the chaos. President Mubarak denies it, and we don't yet know the truth. But as you look at these images, keep in mind they are not from inside a war zone. From a nation that is home to some 80 million people, a nation that is a key American ally, and a nation that is tonight in a state of chaos and crisis. We have Team Fox coverage of the massive developments in Egypt, and that's coming up. Let's get right to Dominic DiNatale in Cairo, where the number of pro-government demonstrators has now diminished and anti-government demonstrators retain control of Tahrir Square. Dominic.
That's absolutely the case. Yes, those pro-government supporters, down to just a handful, a few hundred in comparison to the estimated 5,000 pro-democracy demonstrators that appear to have the upper hand at the entry point to Tahrir Square, which has been the center of the flashpoint. The pro-democracy demonstrators seem to have built up a double line of defense shed